It's been a great couple of weeks. Our community here in Upper Darby have been facing a lot of challenges, but we've been overcoming a lot of obstacles. So it's great. I'm in a great space, and I'm super excited for the spring. It's first day of spring, um, so I'm pretty excited.
So we'll start off with this vaccination kind of rollout, right? So you said already a couple thousand people vaccinated, and this is already happened within the past week or two. So
Yeah.
how's that been, and kind of what are the forward steps with this?
Yeah, so as many of people may know, Delaware County received a shortage when it came to the vaccinations rollout initially. But luckily, we had some great state reps on both sides of the township. State rep Margot Davidson, state rep Mike Zabel, as well as members of the township and the county. They all came to work together to get Delaware County more vaccines. Even as far as all the state reps in the southeastern section of Pennsylvania, and more importantly, Delaware County, all wrote a joint letter asking the governor's administration, to give Delaware County more vaccinations. Um, Once that happened, the county was lucky enough to hold their biggest vaccination site, which was at Upper Darby High School on March 14th, and
Is that
that was assembled from people that have been signed up for the vaccine and reached out to different partners in their community. It could be the state rep. They may have reached out to the township. They may have reached out to the county, and those people were vaccinated. It was a great event. From that, we were able to do another one about yesterday, Saturday. Um, Saturday, March 20th. There was one for those that are over 65. And it's going to be a concentrated effort to let residents know when these things are happening. And that's why I wanted Vince and we were trying to figure out where we were going to bring forward today for today's episode. And I felt like this was very important because many residents are not really sure um, how to get vaccinated or what are the steps. My best advice is reach out to your local state representative's office. If you live in Upper Darby, it's either State Rep Mike Zabel or State Rep Margot Davidson. Your township, the county, local pharmacies like Rite Aid, CVS. A lot of them are doing their vaccinations rollout also. And you can also find out more at DelawareCounty.gov.
there you go. All right. So, and when people, I think people have a general idea of how the process goes when you get the vaccine, but you've been at these events. So,
Yeah.
what you've seen so far, first of all, who has got the vaccine, so far? I think there's been
Yeah.
like a classified group, but also, how is the process like? Are you in and out? Are you spending all day here?
Yeah. So the individuals, from my knowledge, that have been vaccinated are classified in a group 1A, which generally means they're over 65. They have a condition, like they have a health condition, they have a history of health conditions, or um, they're an essential worker. Essentially, from what I've seen, people haven't been there more than an hour. It's a
Okay.
screening. It's the challenging part I see for many residents is how to get on the list. It's
Oh,
because
right.
a lot of the things is computer based, right? And not everyone in our township is very computer savvy or tech savvy. So the thing is, and especially when some people sign up and then they're asking them to include an email, right? You'll be surprised a lot of people don't have emails. So it's
Right.
things like that. That's why I'm really encouraging people to reach out to their state reps, to townships, and their county to assist them in these things because for us to reach out to our older residents, um, we have to make a concentrated effort, and we can expect them to be tech savvy, like someone like you and I.
Right.
So that's what's been a challenge. From what I've seen, it's been an hour. So there's about three different phases. After you get your shot, you just sit for a little bit to make sure you're fine. They give you some refreshments, some music playing. They try to make it more of a community atmosphere, just to make it a little bit ease, so everybody's feels a little bit great. They did a phenomenal job at Upper Darby High School by splitting the gym into three different sections. And I want to give a special shout out to the Delaware County Corps. Um, they're a group that basically just always volunteers for anything that it's community based in Delaware County. So, and they
All
were
right.
here to help out.
All right, and I can include the, information for Margot Davidson and Mike Zabel in the link of this video. So whoever is, interested in getting in contact with them, especially taking into consider the tech savviness and just needing, internet and email to even kind of get on these lists. And we're hoping these events can continue. But I guess, is there anything else that you want to add, to kind of wrap up the vaccination rollout?
Yeah, I would just encourage those that um that want to get vaccinated to get vaccinated and use the resources that we talked about today.
Yeah.
Your state reps, your local government, your county government. You know what I mean? Follow them on social media, stay engaged, and take this information and share it with your neighbor. And that's how we can help the community and make sure a lot of people know more about what's happening, especially on this subject.
There you go. And hopefully, more events and more, things happening involving the vaccine, so we can get as much people in the township involved. But wrapping that up, we got another segment to hit on today, and it's I'm excited about this one. Hashtag vote Tunis. We got the
Mm,
council election race.
yeah.
And you actually had never been elected before. So
Oh,
you're in this new process where,
yeah.
now you're uh, whatever, looking to gain people's votes for almost the
Yeah.
first time, even though you've been, a councilman for a year. So how has the process been like for you now? Like, hey, I've been here, but, reelect me.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the tough part. So over a year ago, I was appointed to finish out the term of Dr. Sakela Coles, who's now Upper Darby's parking director. And over that year, I was basically finished on a term now serving as an elected official. So now it's kind of odd to serve it for 1 year and now have to run. It's been a great process. It's a new learning, something new that I'm learning.
Yeah.
Hearing people's stories, knocking doors every day, communicating with residents, hearing some of the things that they want to see in their township, and that's one of the reasons why I'm running, because I want to be a voice for residents of the Seventh District, and I've been hearing a lot of stories and a lot of their experiences in the township.
Yeah, and there's like we've hit on, in our previous episodes, just the different kind of, initiatives you're taking on, the initiatives that you've been involved with that have helped people out. But I guess when you're talking to people, knocking on their doors and, introducing yourself, what are some things that, you're telling them to kind of,
Yeah.
you know, make them want to vote for you?
Yeah, so essentially, a lot of residents want to know, like, what can you do? How can you enhance our community? How can you make our lives better in Upper Darby Township? And a lot of the things I want to do, really, I believe, does that. For example, investing in our recreation spaces, right? Investing in our parks, a community center that Mayor Keffer's administration has proposed that I've been supporting. Supporting the revamping of Chapman Parks, which is a big park in my district that has so much potential. Building some trails. We're looking at grants for trails. Like Upper Darby needs more trails. You know what I mean? So it's things like that. Prioritizing our neighborhood sanitation. The Seventh District is a transit hub. We have the 69th Street Terminal not too
Right.
far. People move in this area for walkability. They like the fact that Wendy's is right up the street, the movie theater is right down the street. So we have to keep in mind, we have to approach our sanitation issues with that in mind. Our township is diverse. If you're in different parts of the township, they may not have to have that much of a focus on sanitation parts in the high walkability areas because of how it's built. So you need a council person that understands that. And then we also need to revamp our businesses and our business
Right.
associations, right? We have a lack of a business associations. Business owners really don't have a voice in Upper Darby. If they're not connected to the township, they don't know what's going on. So I want to revamp the Long Lane and Marshall Road business associations, as well as revamping the 69th Street associations, so they have a voice, right? So they can say this works for us, this doesn't work for us, and then we're able to not just serve the residents, but the business owners too, because we represent
Mhm.
all of them.
And I guess a question that just came to me. So if I'm a, a resident, which I am,
Yeah,
if I'm looking on, let's say, not just the seventh district, but one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, how will I what's the easiest way for me to get information on, one, the different candidates running, and two,
yeah,
what their whole deal is, like what they want?
yeah. So I think the major thing you want to do is be engaged, especially if you're on social media or online. You could go on any of the parties' pages. Most any major political party, they have a branch in Upper Darby, so you
Yeah.
can go to either whichever party you support, find out the local one and see what candidates they're bringing forward, and see what they are in the issues. If they have websites, check out their websites. If they
Yeah.
have social media pages, check out their social media. If they're like me, they may be at your door soon.
Right.
So,
The
so
old
yeah,
school
so
way, but that's how you get it. You know what I mean?
yeah, and just keep engaged and be up to date. Make sure you have your voter registration up to date. Find out what who's running in your district, because not every district's running in Upper Darby. So like I would encourage people to go on votespa.com. Make sure that your voter registration is up to date. The primary is May 18th, so you want to make
Okay.
sure that you're ready and in position to vote on that day.
Yeah.
So those are some things I would encourage people to do.
Awesome. So May 18th, we're still about, almost a little under 2 months out. So
Yeah, so like
but it's a long
58
process,
days,
leading up.
57 days.
Yeah, you got it
you know,
down.
I'm counting down.
Yeah, and it's almost like a long process leading up, but that's kind of what it takes, because you're in office once this whole
Yeah,
process is over, for your term, which is ultimately where you're sitting.
yeah, and like that's the unique position we're in, and like one of the reasons and one of the things I really got to enjoy about running is just hearing what people value in a
Wow.
community and just seeing other people experiences. Because sometimes we can live in our own bubble, and like we think our world is what we only see things through our lens, and then hearing somebody else's story. Sometimes I meet people that have lived here their whole life. They still live in the house they grew up in.
Yeah.
Other times I meet people that moved from Philadelphia and given themselves a second chance. They went back to school and now they want to live in somewhere like Upper Darby, where it's kind of like you could have city living in suburban schools. So
Yeah.
it's kind of and that's what kind of appeals people to this side of town. So I'm just trying to learn more about what people want in our district, and I'm just learning everything. I'm learning something new every day.
That's what it takes, and hopefully, when it's all said and done, we got the hashtag down here, vote Tunis, and
Yeah,
like you said, this process is almost getting you more connected, giving you more
yeah.
experience, and best of luck from the conversations with the councilman team. But
Yeah.
and I appreciate you coming on again. But that's going to be it for today's episode. We're going to be you can find this on Twitter, YouTube,
Yeah.
things like that. But we will. Um, yeah, this will be out, and I appreciate everybody watching. And thanks for coming on, Hafiz.
Yeah. Thanks, Vince. Anything you need, votetunis.org. Vote Tunis May 18th. And I hope to see you soon.
Yes, sir. See you.